Chatters. The reason why the weird is good is one, because they are weird, but also because it doesn't give them power. It actually humiliates them in a way that voters, in a way that will drive a rift between the normal suburbanite Republican Party voters. Vance are not weird. Great stuff. Let's take a look.
And neither is J.D. Vance, after Kamala Harris and other Democratic leaders trotted out weird to describe the GOP duo.
Nobody's ever called me weird. I'm a lot of things, but weird I'm not. And I'm up front. And he's not either, I will tell you. J.D. is not at all. They are. It's all a soundbite. And the press picks it up. You notice the evening news, every one of them talk, you know, they introduce the word weird, and all of a sudden they're talking about weird. No, we're not weird people. We're actually just the opposite.
Okay, our panel is back to talk more about this. Let's talk about weird. I want to play a clip. This all started, Tim Walz, who is potentially a VP pick for Kamala Harris, just said it very...
Bro, this all started with a young gunner who used to be young but is now old, who has been riding this wave and this momentum that Republicans are weirdos for the past 6 years, baby. From the first day that I got on this platform, I have been a major advocate to show everybody how weird the Republicans are. I have a very popular segment called Hogwatch, okay? That's the entire point. We've been saying Republicans are weirdos. We've been saying that. Just saying, but I'm glad that Walz is, pushed to the forefront.
Plainly, but a lot of Democrats have picked up on weird. So let's listen to them.
These guys are just weird. That's who they are.
It's the weirdest thing. He'll go and like literally hug an American flag. Now I love the flag, but I mean it's like weird what he does.
I mean, on the other side, they're just weird. I mean, they really are.
Kamala Harris has used it as well. Sarah, this seems to be sinking. It's rare you see messaging like that just take off, and they've all adapted to it or adopted it pretty quickly. How is it landing with voters? And kind of, it is very plain spoken, but do voters kind of get that?
Totally. And here's the thing: for a long time, I would say the way that people talked about Donald Trump, because he is a very dangerous person, they talk, dictator, strongman, authoritarian, and that stuff. Voters oftentimes will say, like, what do you think about Trump being an authoritarian? And people will be like, what? What are you talking about?
What is that? Yeah.
Whereas weird, people are like, I know what weird is. And J.D. Vance has really helped to define the weirdness, right? The cat lady stuff, the fact that he has done a full personality transplant. So it's funny, they're trying to brand Kamala Harris as a chameleon. But everybody, when I talk to swing voters and focus groups, I haven't seen as negative a reaction to a candidate as I have seen from swing voters to J.D. Vance since Mike Pence was in the...
Yo, chatters. The reason why the weird is good is one, because they are weird, but also because it doesn't give them power. It actually humiliates them in a way that voters, in a way that will drive a rift between the normal suburbanite Republican Party voters, okay, the normal rural Republican Party voters versus the weirdo MAGA cultists. Not to say that like all of those guys don't like Donald Trump. Of course they do. But when you say like, oh, Donald Trump is an authoritarian, those guys look at that and think, yeah, they're just saying that because Donald Trump is a strong-willed, charismatic leader that wants to do my bidding. It's just like they call me, right? If you call them deplorable, if you call them like, these are terms that Republicans, moderate voters in general, will not respond negatively to at all. As a matter of fact, they will negatively polarize against the person saying that. But when you say weird, and it's especially on like a issue that they're hyper focusing on in a very sweaty way, like how they just keep talking about like, if you vote for Kamala Harris, you're a woman. That's a weird thing to say. Or all of these like groibers on Twitter, like separating the party, which is communicating like they're groipers on Twitter, from the average Republican supporter that doesn't like that kind of stuff and thinks that's gross, is a good way to deal with this. It also, I think, neutralizes the fear. Like, you can't just, when you say they're like far right authoritarians or they're violent or whatever, a lot of Republicans will think, oh, this is just hysteria from the Democratic Party. But when you say someone is weird, when you say like the Republicans are weird, they kind of get it. Like people understand it because they've heard the weird shit they're saying.
Primary to Trump voters. These swing voters do not like him, and they do think he's weird. They think he's inauthentic. They think he's a phony. And so it's like if the weird shoe fits, like that's what's happening right now.
Mo, what do you say to all of this?
No, I think that's right. And, you know, you're so right. Like when you listen to words that are often used in politics, right? Authoritarian, dictator, dangerous, extreme. Like everyone has been using the word extreme for so long on both sides of the aisle that the word has kind of lost its meaning to a lot of voters. But weird, that's something that people just get, and I think it does reflect their feelings. And you know what? It's been a weird cycle.
Yes,
it's been a weird campaign, and it's been a really bad and weird week for the Trump campaign. And you know, even that response, I think a lot of people
standing
are
up for the cause.
really?
Bro,
You're not weird, you're weird.
like that's weird for an adult to say, right? Like,
Every time I see Trump supporters, like, I don't know if they're specifically picking these people, but like, I just want to say, are you all right? Like, what's wrong with you? There's just something off about every single one of them. You know what I mean? It's like never like a normal person. It's always like some weirdo, right? To be honest, like the most hilarious part about the Boo Boo Bennett videos, the reason why I love watching her videos is that there was a point in time in like the 2016 era, and even before that, like in the post Gamergate world, where these alt-right, anti-SJW centrist YouTubers would go around and like find some of the worst, like most hysterical looking lefties, right? Like they would purposefully try to, you know, paint a picture of the left by looking at these like hyper specific instances, like people being hysterical or whatever, to make the left look like this cartoonish depiction. And Boo Boo Bennett basically does it for the right. So it's like a gift. You know what I mean? Like she's not even doing it on purpose. She's not trying to make the Republicans look bad. She still ends up like finding, pointing a camera to like random Trump supporters of the rally, and they all look strange. Like there's something off.
They need to call, what was it General Flynn said? Martial law and revote.
General Flynn, dude. Oh my God, these people are straight QAnon.
Do you have a quick message for President Trump? Keep fighting.
Bro, they don't pay me the big bucks for no reason. You know, this is why they pay me the big bucks, baby, at the top of the hour. Nonetheless, when there's a 3-minute ad break coming, that's pre-watch too. I told y'all, man. I told y'all. I know what the f I'm talking about. You can't consistently portray yourself as the weirdo party and not expect any sort of repercussions for it. Giving money to a millionaire? Yeah, a millionaire who is the prophecy. Lisan al-Gaib, baby. A huge...
a toddler, sure. A kid, maybe. But so I just think... it's one of those things that's going to stick a little.
Yeah, it seems to have caught on. And Molly, we're getting these fundraising numbers. Trump raising $139 million in July. The Harris team raising $310 million in July. And it's worth noting, of course, she entered late in the month once Biden stepped aside. These numbers really indicate that enthusiasm that we were talking about on the Harris side. I mean, this was Trump, obviously.
Are you going to watch any of the Olympics? Bro, are you trying to get me banned? Be honest. Also, I forgot to run the 3-minute ad break after saying I was going to run it. But like, be honest. Are you actually a hater that's been in here for 26 months? Avoiding the ad break at the top of the hour for 26 months only to see me get banned right now? Bro, the Olympics took down our, like, trans panic article. Their copyright lawyers are on it, dude. They're so insane. Yeah. Their copyright lawyers are out of control, dude. We had to re-upload it. This video has everything censored. You want to know why it has everything censored? Because the Olympics literally took down everything. I think only videos, no, yeah. They take down any Twitter clip extremely fast, any Reddit clip, they're very fast, yeah. I think the Olympics would benefit from streamers watching. Yeah, good luck. Beast mode, make her president now. Kamala Harris berated her staff with F-bombs, leaving them in fear. Intern told not to make eye contact. Great, we love a strong woman. Some of y'all don't have enough backbone, and you're afraid. Wait, what the f is this? This is such a funny line of attack.
I've been the leader of the Republican Party and the Speaker. Never once did she call us in and ask, what are your ideas? What should we do? Yeah,
because you're a loser, dog. What do you mean? You are no longer the Speaker. You got owned. You got owned by a pedophile, dude. Get the f out of here. You literally got owned by a pedophile. Like, that's crazy. If you get owned by a pedophile like that, you probably shouldn't be out there chirping. Anyway, we talked about this already, but like Nancy Pelosi is in the pocket for Waltz, and that's a good thing. Philadelphia Inquirer and everyone else is coming after Josh Shapiro. That's also a good thing. Myung and Ray are coming soon, yes, and that's a great thing. But we'll continue with this
Trump
for now.
Trump has made real gains in fundraising. They were really lagging before, and they have caught up in a lot of ways. But this is a huge haul for the Harris campaign.
Yeah, well, and it should be said that the campaign's cash on hand is much closer to parity because the Trump campaign hasn't spent as much so far. But look, as you say, there is a lot of momentum behind the Democratic ticket now that was not there before. And I want to say I'm a proud weird American. I'm not here to stigmatize weird people. It's okay not to conform with the dominant culture. But I think it's part of the same thing where you have the Democrats suddenly seeming to be in the driver's seat, being able to say, you know, we're where the regular people are. We're where people who just want to live their lives are able to feel at home. And that's what this weird attack is. I mean, every campaign is trying to find new ways always to say, my opponent isn't like you, right? My opponent is different. My opponent is...
Bro, if Iran attacks Israel while I'm opening cars with Myung and Ray, I'm gonna be so mad. Like, it took their asses like 4 days to respond. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. I don't even know. No. Bro, like for the past 3 days, they're like, oh, we're putting up the red banner. We're putting up the red flag. American military aircraft carriers are coming into the Middle East. And they're like, oh, we're any day now. Any day now. Israel will learn their lesson. And then the moment that I swap away from hardcore news coverage to open up one-piece card packs, they're going to be like, oh, it's time to rain hellfire upon Israel. Iran is, at this point, it's like the Ayatollah is literally a gaming, no gaming politics, Andy. Straight up. Ayatollah's like, no fun, just politics. He's like, I'll show you what it's about, trying to open one-piece card pack. Get the f out of here, bro.
Not someone who you relate to. And so this is another way of saying that. But what Democrats really like about this that I've spoken to is also that it has a dismissiveness to it, where when you call Trump a strongman or an authoritarian...
Would that actually surprise me? Yes. If the 90-year-old Ayatollah was a person who watched my stream, that would be the most insane thing that's ever happened. Yeah, Ayatollah's a 36-month subscriber. In the morning, he's writing in the Parasocialist update. He's like, bro, get to the news, please. We don't pay you to talk about your life, dumbass. I banned the Ayatollah. He just lasers my house. Ayatollah posting, just put the fries in the bag, bro. I mean, I know I got some like rich ass Qatar watching. I know that. I've heard about that, but I don't know who the most like high profile regional leader is or anything like that would be watching. Yeah, no, I got some Oilers from Qatar. Qatar. You and him fight over trans rights every now and then. Yeah. It started, they're playing Iran-Iraq war songs on Iranian TV. What does that even mean? Israel striking. What the fuck, goddamn problem? Senator J.D. Vance of Ohio, during a podcast that was released on Friday, shared an anecdote about the moment former President Donald J. Trump called to ask him to be his running mate. His 7-year-old son, Vance recalled, wanted to discuss Pokemon. So he's trying to talk to me about Pikachu, and I'm on the phone with Donald Trump, and I'm like, son, shut the hell up for 30 seconds about Pikachu, he said, referring to the Pokemon mascot. This is the most important phone call of my life. Just let me make this phone call. Dude, what? That's such a weird way to... Yo, why are you voluntarily responding? Why are you voluntarily revealing to the whole ass world with your goddamn chest that you're like a piece of dad? What is happening? Oh, yeah. By the way, the IBA, still the discredited institution, International Boxing Association, is using the Angela Carini situation to do like right-wing commentary. I'm not like a, it's 5 o'clock in Kremlin, it's 5 o'clock in Moscow, sweaty, but like this absolutely is that, okay? They 100%, this is straight up like Russian style culture war nonsense. 100%. Like what do you mean? You're giving an award prize to Angela Carini for prize money equivalent to an Olympic champion. Get the out of here, dude. Bro, they will attack while you're opening cards? No, they will not. No, they will not.
I'm like, oh no. So I call Trump and I'm like, hey, sir, what's going on? He's like, JD, you missed a very important phone call. And now I'm going to have to pick somebody else. And I like tense up and almost have a heart attack. And the crazy thing about it is my son, who's 7, is in the hotel room with me. and he's really into Pokemon cards right now. He's going through a Pokemon phase. Are you guys into Pokemon?
I was back in the day.
Okay,
Yeah,
That's a big phase right now, I think, in general.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, he's really into it. So he's trying to talk to me about Pikachu, and I'm on the phone with Donald Trump, and I'm like, son, shut the hell up for 30 seconds about Pikachu. This is the most important phone call of my life. Please just let me take this phone call. So I'm like, oh no. So I call Trump, and I'm like,
Bro was on the Full Send podcast. Oh my God. Bro, we got to watch the Full Send episode. Was there some good moments from it? I need to see this, dude. I need to see this. I need to see it. I'm sorry. 9 hours, 158,000 views. Oh my God, they're so washed. Oh my God, they're so, oh dude, nobody gives a, he's got no motion. He's got no motion, bro. Look at this. Look at this. Like in 11 hours, I got 200,000 views on this. Oh my God, bro. 2 million subs, bro. It's the Full Send podcast. Are you kidding me? That's just their podcast. Their episodes get like 1 million easy.
The world is becoming a crazy, crazy place. You guys know me.
This is a testament to like how JD Vance is, nothing else.
Sports, and by far, Prize Picks is my favorite. What I love about
oh my God, shut the fuck up.
And he's not that excited for this one though.
Yeah, he's like should have been just a plain white tee, like world. It looks like
Stanley only gets excited for like content that like he knows the chicks are gonna like.
Yeah, or he
you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's so true. Like he just thinks like, all right, clips, TikTok, girls are on TikTok.
Dude,
I'm
that's
gonna get more
so
pussy.
accurate.
That is not accurate.
Bro, it's super accurate.
So accurate, bro. You know it.
Your content is based around girls. It's fine. I'm not mad.
That.
No, nothing. I'm just.
That's why if like Full Send Golf gets like 1 million views, like he's like, I don't really want to do that because like it's just all guys watching it.
Did you ever taking any of those girls like for real from The Bachelor or what?
This I think might be literally like, podcasts are obviously very stupid and very bro-y, but I genuinely think the Full Send podcast might be the stupidest podcast of all time. This is not a joke. I legitimately believe that the Full Send podcast might be the dumbest podcast of all time. Like every single person on there, with the exception of like Bradley Martin, who is at least like somewhat knowledgeable when it comes to like fitness related. And I'm not just saying that because he's my boy. Virtually every other host brings almost nothing to the table. Like, no, I'm talking about Full Send. Like they just kind of talk. If you look at their clips, they'll have like a guest on and be like, yeah, man, it seems really difficult to be like the vice president. Yeah, that's a brilliant take. Yeah, no, that's really smart, man. Yo, good job, Steiny. That's a really good take, Steiny. It's like, dude, you didn't say anything. One guy simply said, it's crazy hard to be vice president. And then the other guy said, that's a brilliant take. Sure. How is this a podcast? Yeah, I said brilliant, but honestly, he wouldn't. Brilliant is too big of a word.
What?
Yeah.
Are you the youngest vice president to ever run?
I think so, or at least maybe not in the history of the country, but I'm certainly like in our generation, recent history. I know I'm the first millennial to ever be on a ticket. I'm 39 years old. I turned 40 actually in a few days, which I'm very depressed about.
When's the 40th?
August 2nd, which I think is Friday.
What's good for the 40th?
Dang,
are you like
nothing anymore, man? I've got people following me around. I can't do anything fun. We're gonna go out to dinner with my wife and a bunch of friends and go swimming afterwards. That's about as much excitement as we can get into now. But
kind of
it'll be
sucks
good.
that the 40th lands on the VP run.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's funny. All my buddies who are, because we're all similar age, they all have 40th birthday parties and they're going to do stuff fun. Like, I actually had a couple friends who came out to Vegas a few months ago, and they're like, come out to Vegas with us. And I was just like, no, unfortunately, that phase of my life is over.
Yeah.
You said it's August 2nd?
August 2nd.
I don't think we're doing anything August 2nd.
No,
we'd love to attend.
I think I'd get in a little bit of trouble hanging out with you guys on August 2nd, so I should chill. I mean, by the way, this is like your guys' brand
This
of
is
seltzer?
our seltzer Happy Dad, yeah.
Okay, nice.
So
That's
we just
exciting.
became the number 4 seltzer nationwide.
Oh, congratulations.
We just passed Bud Light Seltzer.
So you guys like started this. This is your business.
Started it from the ground up, yeah.
Okay. Can I steal a pack? Is that all right?
100%. Yeah, we'll load up the plane with some.
We have to be careful though, because I can only take like $75 in gifts or something. So you have to tell me what the retail price is.
Wait, that's a thing?
We have to come under. Yeah, it's you can accept small gifts, but nothing big.
Huh.
Yeah, so that's a thing.
As a VP or just in politics?
I think it's being a senator. Actually, I don't think it's running for office. I think it's being in office. But I always like check. It's one of these things where your life changes. Where if I go to dinner with my buddies, they love it now because I always pay. Because I'm never really sure if they're allowed to buy me dinner anymore, right? Because I don't want to have to email a campaign lawyer to go hang out with my buddies, right?
Yeah.
So I'll just pay for dinner. So of course they get the most expensive wine and the most expensive thing now. So it's great. I've got great friends.
Was being a VP like always a part of like your thought where you wanted to do in politics?
I think that I think that JD Vance is the perfect VP pick for the Nelk boys. He is so Nelk coded, which I think, of course, spells trouble for the campaign in general. Like, he is such a perfect, like, I'm kind of a loser, but like I always wanted to be a frat bro, but I never had like the normal social development. So now I have some clout and I'm using that to like appear as a cool guy. But the only way that I can like appear as a cool guy, or what being a cool guy is, in air quotes, is like what I think is popping online. I mean, that's basically the Nelk boys to a T. I mean, he seems like a pretty normal dude. He's married and has kids, so he's not really a loser. Yeah, no, you're right. I love that this is exactly, I know exactly what type of says this, okay? Anyone that says, oh, you're married and you have children, so you're not a loser, is a loser. Most people who are married and have children would never place this level of emphasis on being married and having children. If anything, they will call themselves losers because they're now married and have children and can't do fun okay? Not to say that they are losers for being married and not being able to do fun but that's how they would see themselves, or that's how they would at least joke about themselves. Only crusty incels online go, oh, well, it's actually a moral thing that this person has a wife and children, so they're not losers, okay? Only when you are the type of dude who does not have any of that going on online, super crusty, where you place this like level of emphasis on trad aesthetics. Damn, dude, what the, sorry. I didn't mean to come across that hard on you. I'm sure you're a great guy. I apologize. I did not mean to make an example out of you in particular. There are people like this, though, online who have these like groiper avatars, okay? I'm not talking about you, chatter. You're, I'm sure, a wonderful guy, okay? But there are a lot of people online that are like, oh, why haven't you had a damn dude with the free Palestine? Okay, stop. I'm not talking about you. Anyway, that was a bad stray for the chatter. But you know what I'm talking about? The dudes who are constantly talking about, like Tim Pool constantly talks about the value in like getting married and having children. And it's like, or Pearl. What's the girl's name? The Pearly Whites? I'm so girly, Pearly. What the f is that ugly ass chick's name? Just Pearly Things. Yeah, okay, thank you. She constantly talking about like, oh yeah, like you need to immediately have a wife and you know, get a husband and make babies and whatnot. And it's like, bro, you look at yourself. Twitter